Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for issue 187, not 178, 187 for The Walking Dead. Now, it kind of feels weird this late in the month doing my review for this. Sorry it's incredibly late. I've been super busy with stuff and I kind of said that this one would end up being late because my reaction was. But either way, I loved it once again. I don't know, I've just really enjoyed this storyline, this arc, because I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of a departure from the normal zombie stuff, but at the same time, it feels kind of good being a departure. It's refreshing, it's different, it's not really... I know people make the same joke of, we run into a group and fight them, run into a group and fight them. This feels different. I like this. And it feels like there's some weird stuff going on that I hope Kirkman's doing on purpose, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. Let's go through it scene by scene and discuss it. So starting at the beginning, we have Pamela's BS misinformation and manipulation of these people, and I am over the Commonwealth leadership people. Screw these people. Pamela just being horrible once again. And I love, a lot of people brought up in the comments that she introduces Rick as her savior, Rick Grimes, with savior really emphasized there. So again, interesting choice of words. And I love the face we get of Mercer when Rick is giving his speech. It just made me think of the Walking Dead video games where it's like, Mercer will remember that. So, Mercer didn't like that. Yeah, that I thought was really good because I am like really digging Mercer as a character right now. He's a really cool character. We have Magna back at Alexandria, worried about what's going on. So she sends Sadiq to go to the hilltop to gather up a team to go and scope out the Commonwealth, see if everything is going alright. So Mercer catches Princess trying to leave, and we get a really cool backstory for her. She had a hard life of abuse, and because of that, she doesn't like conflict. She doesn't feel like if they're all going to fight, she doesn't have any stakes in either side. She doesn't have any reason to stay there. She doesn't need these people. And I actually, somebody else I saw bring this up, I have mad respect for Kirkman not taking it in a sexual abuse route, because oftentimes when you do that for a character's backstory, and they're like, oh crap, how do we make it worse? Let's throw in sexual abuse. It feels so cheesy and disconnected, and it doesn't feel like they're actually trying to represent people who have been through that, but rather it feels more... it feels more wrong. It feels more like they're just using it for shock value than actually trying to represent people who have been through that as part of their backstory. So I have mad respect for them going in a different direction for that and making it fit in well with what's going on with the story here. I already loved Princess as a character, but I like that what her backstory meant was she was like, so I think it was her stepdad and stepbrother, they abused me, they beat me, and they hit me, but my mom stayed with them because she'd rather deal with the abuse than to be alone. And this fits in with what's going on right now in Princess's life, where she's like, I don't have to stick through this fighting here at the Commonwealth. I'm okay being alone. I'm not like my mom. So again, I like this, that her backstory isn't just some sad backstory like we see a lot of the time, but it actually fits in with her character and the decisions that she's making in the present time. So I think that's really, really cool. We then go to the hilltop where Sophia's getting along with Joshua, and then Lydia is just randomly a jealous bitch. All this time, when Carl and Sophia have been really, really close, and it seemed like they were going to maybe go for a cheating storyline, but they never did, and she never really suspected Carl then. But now, when it's absolutely clear he's happy for her being with another guy, wouldn't he be upset if he loved Sophia, that she was getting along with another guy? Like, I don't know, this felt really out of character for Lydia right now. But it leads to good development for Carl, where he fails to explain himself at first, but he does it better later. But he basically feels like a monster, but he feels like Lydia understands that about him and loves him anyway. And he knows her problems and loves her anyway. where he has a friendship with Sophia, but Sophia just doesn't see him as he sees himself. So there's always this disconnect there with that. So I really do love all of that. And he brings up, too, something that's really big and important for their relationship. And I wasn't really into it at first, but I've grown to like Carl and Lydia as a couple. But one thing he brings up is that her accepting him the way that she did is the only reason he stopped covering up his wound. Because before that, he had all this time. He was with all those other characters and he was with Sophia, but he still kept the wound covered up. But she was the one that came along and helped him feel more comfortable as himself. So again, that's a big thing. Then we see Mercer taking out his frustration on some walkers. So we did actually see some zombies. Laura joins him, and I am so in for this. I am so in for the Laura Mercer team up. I am full team Laura and Mercer. Because like I said in the reaction, Laura was kind of the reins holding Dwight back, where I was totally on team Dwight, but she's more of a moderate Dwight. She was always the one keeping his head cool. So I'm totally with team Laura here. And team Mercer. He seems like he could always swerve us, but he seems like a stand-up guy so far. Michonne, though, seems like a real evil bitch, like really evil. The way she was talking about Dwight, the man saved her multiple times, and she made all these excuses that were just terrible. She even tried to joke about it until Rick shut that shit down. With Rick, it's a little bit different, because even though I don't like what he's doing right now, Rick constantly seems uncomfortable with it, where Michonne's just totally comfortable throwing everyone away no matter how good they were to her, as long as she gets a nice penthouse apartment. So, yeah, Michonne's terrible right now, and this is the thing I'm worried that I hope Kirkman's doing on purpose. I hope he doesn't intend for us to still be on Rick and Michonne's side, because I don't know how anyone could still be on Rick and Michonne's side. They're totally in the wrong here. So I hope he's writing them purposefully to totally be in the wrong to teach a lesson. But yeah, at this point, for Michonne at least, I'm not even interested in her redemption. I could see redemption for Rick because, again, he seems like he feels bad about this, and he hasn't kind of delved as deep into the shit as Michonne. But, like, gosh, Michonne's just too far gone at this point where I'm not even interested in her being redeemed. Like, she's been pretty terrible this arc. We then see Sadiq at Hilltop. The guards aren't being careful, and they made sure to show us that, so I think it's going to come in to play and be important again that the guards at Hilltop are not being very good guards. Then Jesus, Aaron, and Dante volunteer to go with Sadiq, and I feel like this is something where they're probably going to get mistaken as spies and cause some trouble because of that. I really feel like that could happen. Carl says he's going too, and then he seems to settle things with Lydia. We don't know if she was just like, okay, honey, and then she's going to do some crazy shit while he's gone. We don't know if that's going to happen, but at least for right now, they seem to have settled it in a really cool way. And I hope it is settled and we don't really come back to it, because I feel like this is a good thing to just bring up small conflicts in one issue. Have the conflict of, oh, they have an argument, oh, they make up. It's realistic, we get to see it, and it develops the characters, but it doesn't get dragged out into some long storyline. Like, we don't need a long Lydia being jealous of Sophia storyline. We can just have this one argument and then settle it here. That, like, works as a small, easily solved conflict. I would much rather see that, and I think that's better writing-wise. So then at the end, Mercer gives his really good speech. I'm full team Mercer, I'm totally with the guy. And then Lance catches him, and it's like, okay. So all these soldiers are going to choose between you and Mercer, and if they choose Mercer, you don't really have power here. So, and that's the thing. My thing is, like, if the guards are like, you know, Mercer's right, and Mercer's like, power to the people, and the people are like, oh, Mercer is right, then it's like they could overthrow Pamela like at any moment peacefully. They could just say, you're not in power anymore. But the thing is, there's a direction I really hope they don't go with this, and that's the direction of, okay, so, sorry, hiccups. Mercer takes over, and once Mercer takes over, he becomes some tyrannical leader, and then Rick and Michonne have to take him down, because that would kind of suck, because ideologically right now, Mercer's in the right and Michonne and Rick are in the wrong. So it's kind of, I don't know, inconsistent or not very good to have him become a tyrannical leader that needs to be taken down by Rick and Michonne. That's a direction that Kirkman could go with this that I really hope he doesn't. But yeah, I thought it was a really good issue. I love when we jump around and see a bunch of different places, a bunch of different characters. I'm full on Team Mercer and Laura, anti-Team Rick and Michonne. Like I said, I hope Kirkman's making Michonne kind of terrible on purpose, because if he's doing it on accident and we're still supposed to be on her side, no, I don't see how anyone could still be on her side with this. What I think it's leading to, though, this could be leading to Rick or Michonne dying, because dying in 200, because something big's got to happen in 200. We have Michonne taking this route where she's falling for the trap of wanting an old life and turning on everything because of that. We have Rick, who is kind of the old grizzled main character, and Carl, who is his son, who could take over for him as a legacy character if he dies in 200. I could see Rick and or Michonne dying in 200. I mean, Kirkman could just kill them both off, and that could kind of be like a clean sweep of two of the oldest and most iconic characters to carry on with the sort of younger and mostly newer characters. But either way, I love the character work too in this issue with Carl and with Princess. Both of them had really good character arcs. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd give it 9.5 revolutions out of 10. I really dig the storyline. I like it a lot. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this month's issue, what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more The Walking Dead comics, and I guess I'll maybe do a video on the TV show at the end of the season. It seems like that's the way people wanted me to do it. They didn't want weekly reviews. They just wanted a video with my thoughts at the end of the season or something. So I think that's the way I'll do it. If you have any other suggestions or something different, just let me know and I'll think about it. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord about anything really, then just ask. It's free and open for anyone. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.